All right, everybody, welcome in our last Schmolke investment team practice report. We don't have access on Saturday, so today is it. Game week next week. Actually, it was kind of really nice weather today. It wasn't as bad as it's been out here. And, of course, we had Brian Kelly afterwards. He was very good at his press conference. Buddy giving him a gift at the end of it was really good. You're going to want to see that on his video that's already posted on our YouTube channel. But I thought some very interesting things at practice today. And what I've been saying for weeks, it'd be really nice if LSU's able to get something out of cornerback J.K. Johnson. And he was running with the ones today, along with Ashton Stamp. So your thoughts, buddy?
Happy hump day, everybody. And as always, Mike, appreciate doing these with Mike. Hope you enjoy them. And look, folks, it is getting closer now. I think we are 11 days away from Allegiant Stadium. A lot of people going over to Vegas, and one of the things that BK said at the beginning of the year is that this team is a deeper team. Invariably, we always have the truck behind us, so don't mind them. But because of some injuries, you saw a lot of guys have big-time practices. Right now, J.K. Johnson was definitely running with the ones with Ashton Stamps. Now, Sage Ryan was out there but didn't do anything. We're not sure. He gave some injury updates but didn't specify if it's an ankle or a hammy. Said that most of those guys should be back. Zy Alexander, number 14, is running with the twos. He's still not 100%. So
he had an interception today.
Had an INT, so he's running with the twos, so he's slow in coming back. But J.K. Johnson and Stamps running with the ones. Kyle Parker had a fantastic practice, and he has been lighting it up the last 2 or 3 days. Why? Because Chris Hilton has a little tweaked ankle or foot. Wes Weeks in the boot, Miles Frazier in the boot. With Frazier being in the boot, that means that number 71, Tyree Adams, was getting some work at guard. Also, they moved Delegar in and center, Paul Mubinga, a guy that they beat Michigan for, redshirt freshman 65. He was getting a look-see. Nuss, obviously, great question and answer about, you want to hear what Jacques asked him about Nussmeier. Great analogy about, when you're not the starter, you drive the car a little bit more recklessly. Now this is his baby, his car, his team. Perkins getting better. I got to tell you, Nurse Court's going to be happy. Peyton Todd and Blake Oxendorf still in a battle at punter. Of course, no Sage Ryan, no Chris Hilton, no Miles Frazier, no Wes Weeks, and still no Jelani Watkins. Those are the 5 that missed work today.
Well, yeah, another really notable question that Brian Kelly had a notable answer for was who's the number 2, and is he getting close to naming who's the number 2 winner of the job? And he inserted Colin Hurley in the mix. And so, when he said that, look, there's been some inconsistency and guys not, really separating themselves, I think he's probably truthful. Anybody that's asked me, and I think Buddy's probably felt the same, who's the number 2? We might say Ricky, but then we don't know 100% if that's accurate or not. Who's doing all the things the right way and stepping up. And so he throws Colin Hurley in the mix as well today. So, look, there's ways to use the media to, boost up other guys, and you got to play that. There's some, politics and part of that with transfer portal and everything else. Of course, that can't happen until December either way. But it's going to be interesting to see who is that number 2 guy when things get here game week 11 days away.
Hey, folks, this is kind of the trick part of the last practice. What they do at the end is they put the defense with USC numbers. And so there were a couple of 90s out there. Blake and Zach and me and others were thinking Sean Washington was the first 90, and he lit up with 3 or 4 TFLs. He's going to play a lot. Jacoby and Gilroy, obviously, Gio Paez, a lot of guys. Asked him specifically about the defense. You don't remember, at least I don't remember, an LSU coach getting rid of one complete side of the football with 5 new coaches and a typically different philosophy. He talked about getting off the field on 3rd down. He talked about limiting the points, talked about disguising. I hope that you've heard this little tidbit, folks. You're going to love it. You're not going to be able to just say, there's Harold Perkins. They're going to move him all over. They're going to disguise. They're going to be very active. And Savion Jones, obviously, I guess 16, you got to put him in the mix. But once again, a lot of pressure. And you talk to his mom and daddy, you got to love Braden Swinson, number 13. Don't be shocked if Braden Swinson gets the first sack of the year. He's going to have more than a couple sacks this year. So rounding into shape, the secondary covering better. But when you have a deeper team, like BK said earlier in the year, it affords guys like J.K. Johnson. And of course, look, Parker is a guy. Kyle Parker is going to play, folks. Number 12 is going to play. Oh, by the way, one other tidbit. Don't be shocked if number 80 starts the season starting when they go 12 personnel. Pimpton and Taylor are going to be on the field a lot. When you bring in 14, you know he's going to be catching the football at tight end.
All right, Schmolke investment team. What is something you can do with your money that would be meaningful to you? Do you feel like you need some guys to realize those goals? If the Schmolke investment team both of them have over 50 years of experience doing just that. That's Bart and Brian. If you want to get serious about reaching your financial potential, give them a call at 318-448-3201. That's 318-448-3201. Securities and advisory services offered through LPL Financial, a registered investment advisory member, FINRA/SIPC. And something else that was notable about what Brian Kelly had to say today was talking about the numbers of guys that are going to play in every position across the defense. And that's something we've all talked about all off season long. And so not only is he talking about a half a dozen defensive tackles, 5 or 6 defensive ends, 4 or 5 this and that. What did he say? 5 or 6 linebackers. There's going to be a whole lot of personnel that get opportunities to show what they can do. And I think you're going to have a player participation chart in that first game that's going to be pretty lengthy.
Hey, my man, the spicy tidbit, don't forget they are the official smoked sausage of LSU Athletics. You'll be grilling up some of that sausage and Boudin right in all these parking lots in less than 3 weeks. But Pete Cardelli, one of our favorite listeners, he comes on me with every Friday. He was talking about, man, you were with the two Swoles, Mike and John. Of course, I guess you could say I need to lift a little bit more to get into their category. But Pete said, and this is a great stat, in the last 2 years, when USC has 2 takeaways in every game, they're 11-1. The other games, when they have 0 takeaways, they're 4-8. LSU has to protect the football. Once again, we cannot reiterate enough to you about special teams. Zachariah Branch, I didn't ask him about it. I think you're going to see some rugby kicks. We haven't seen who's going to kick off yet. Still have to fine tune, but I judged the way he came in. He was a really good mood. I thought it was a good time. And look, he gave us a lot of access. I was talking to a lot of guys. Last year, guys, after we were booted out for 20 minutes, everybody left, and I would leave. I wouldn't come back because we'd wait an hour and a half. But this year, he gave us that extra access, and I think it's given us a lot more to talk about. But get that roster known and memorized because they're going to play a lot of guys this year, a lot more than they did last year, Mike.
Well, look, this obviously is our last report. And look, there's still some practices, obviously, before you get to USC. They get into game week mode next week. Obviously, a scrimmage Saturday and in Tiger Stadium. And the biggest thing you want to get to is game week without any significant injuries. And when we see a couple of guys in the boot, but they're still in full pads, those are all guys that are going to be 100% by game time. So when you look at this total fall camp overall, from the first day of practice to now, it's been highly successful for the main reason you've had 0 catastrophic injuries. You look around the SEC and the rest of the nation, there's been a whole lot of teams that have lost marquee players at some key positions. And knock on wood, do it multiple times. LSU's avoided that.
As always, we will next talk with Coach Kelly on Monday with his first press conference. Don't forget, all you college football fans, week 0 starts 11 o'clock, Florida State and Georgia Tech in Dublin, Ireland. That starts your first week 0, and then next week culmination on Sunday night and Monday night games. But LSU, Mike, I expect that line to come down. It's been moving down a little bit to 5.5. But if they get these guys back healthy, and one of the questions about Nuss that I really liked is that he's taking care of the football more. We talked about USC feasting on turnovers. If Nuss can protect the football, you're going to love the run game. A lot of inside zone, a lot of pulling, a lot of different players. It's a different football team, and I liked his answers on defense. You're going to enjoy appreciably more watching this defense get after people than what we saw last year.
All right. Please hit the like button if you enjoyed this practice report. Buddy and I are back tonight at 8 o'clock for Tiger Bait Live. In fact, I'm going to be on Buddy's show in about 45 minutes. And so, and that's also going to, I think at 1:30, I got a tip that Kim Mulkey's releasing her basketball schedule for the upcoming season. So we got a lot going on today. So I'll be on Buddy's show. You can get that on from your Android and Google store. Tell them how to get it, Buddy.
And go to Tiger Bait. He's got a link for it. Once again, download Pelican Broadcasting and just go to the Pelican Sports Radio app. And as always, praying for all those people. Of course, we're burying Ed Daniels tomorrow. Please put his family, Robin and his family, in your prayers. A lot of people sick. And once again, please put all your loved ones in your prayers and take care of them. It's almost here, and you should be as excited as can be.
All right, go to tigerbait.com and subscribe as well. $1. Try us out. You'll love our premium content. Subscribe and hit the subscribe button here, notification bell, and go over to TikTok, LSU Tigers on Tiger Bait. And we'll see you on Tiger Bait Live tonight at 8 o'clock. Brian Kelly's already up, and I've got close to 15 minutes of 4K footage that I shot at practice. That's going to be up on our YouTube channel this afternoon as well. So, all right, guys, we'll see you on the other side.
See you tonight.